today we'll do market demand. Market is actually a accumulation of all the individual buyers. So if you find many buyers, all the buyers together, so we are going to learn about the behavior of demand in market. Okay, so you can say that market is accumulation of all the individual buyers. So market demand is the sum of demand by all the buyers of the commodity at a given price during a given period of time. So what is market demand? Market demand is the sum of demand by all buyers of the commodity. At a given price during a given period of time. Okay, so since market is accumulation of all individual buyers, all factors which affect individual buyers' demand also affect market demand. So we're going to do that first. So we're going to first do factors affecting market demand. Okay, so what was the first factor which affected individuals' demand? Price of the commodity. So price of the commodity also affects market demand. Price of the commodity. What kind of relation do price and demand have? Inverse relationship. As price increases, demand falls, and as price falls, demand rises. So the same thing happens in market demand also. As price falls, market demand rises. As price rises, market demand falls. Okay. Second, price of related goods. We have two related goods: substitute goods. These are those goods which can be used in place of each other. So if price of substitute good rises, the demand for the other substitute good also rises. Similarly, if price of one substitute good falls, the demand of the other substitute good also falls. So they share a positive relationship. This also happens in market demand. As the price of substitute good rises, the market demand for the other substitute good also rises. As the price of substitute good falls, the market demand for the other substitute good also falls. Okay. B. The other kind of relationship is complementary goods. These are those goods which are used together to satisfy a given want or demand. So what kind of relation do market demand and complementary goods price have? If price of one complementary good increases, the market demand for the other complementary good falls. If price of one complementary good falls, the demand for the other complementary good rises. Market demand for the complementary good rises. Okay. Third, income of the consumer. There are two kinds of commodities for this. Normal goods. If income rises, the market demand for normal good rises. If income of the consumers fall, the market demand for normal good falls. Okay. And the other kind is inferior goods. So if you're talking about inferior goods, if income of consumers rises, the market demand for inferior goods falls. If income of inferior good falls, the market demand for inferior goods rises. So negative relation. Okay. Fourth, taste and preference. If there is taste and preference for the for the commodity in the market, there will be higher demand. If it is not in the taste and preference of the consumers of the market, then the market demand will be less, will fall. So this we had done earlier. So all these factors which we had done also affect the market demand. So not only do they affect the individual consumers' demand, it also affects the market demand. Market, which is the accumulation of all the individual buyers or consumers. Okay. But apart from these four factors, there are three more factors which affect the market demand. Okay. So we're going to do that first. The fifth factor which affects the market demand is distribution of income. Okay. Not only is the average income of the consumer going to affect the market demand, the distribution of income also affects the demand. So before we do that, I am going to give you two examples. You're going to think over it. Okay. Let's just suppose two kinds of markets. One market is in USA and the other market is, let's say, Saudi Arabia. Okay. Now if you see USA, there you'll find the average income is high. Okay. Similarly in Saudi Arabia, you'll find because of the oil companies, the average income is high. Okay. But in USA you will find that almost the distribution of income is equal, which means the purchasing capacity in all the strata is high. Distribution of income high means that all the people are able to afford to buy, or they can afford to buy. Okay. But in Saudi Arabia, you'll find that though the average income is high, there is a skewed distribution. That means you'll find that there are very, very rich people in Saudi Arabia, and similarly you'll find poor people also, which means the purchasing capacity only falls with the very rich, and the poor and the very poor people are not able to buy goods. So now you tell me, which market will have a higher demand, United States of America or Saudi Arabia? So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to think over it. Okay, I think most of you must have guessed it right. Higher demand will be from United States of America. But why? The reason is that in United States of America, all the people can afford the commodity, and because of which the demand will come from all the people. But in Saudi Arabia, though the average income is high, only the rich will be able to buy the commodity and the poor will not be able to buy, and because of which the demand will be less. It's to do with the purchasing capacity, and that purchasing capacity is dependent on the distribution of income. Okay, so I'll just repeat it again. If the distribution of income in the market is even, like in United States of America, market demand for the commodity will be at higher level. That's just simply because of the affordability of the consumers in this kind of a market. As against it, if the distribution of income is uneven, the market demand for the commodity will remain at lower level because only few can afford the commodity. Okay. The sixth factor is number of consumers in a market. The number of consumers in a market. Very simple. Higher the number of consumers, higher will be the demand, market demand. Lower the number of consumers, lower will be the demand. Okay. Seventh factor is age, sex, composition. Okay, so the age, sex composition of the population also affects the market demand, which means what kind of people are there in the market impacts the demand. I'll just give you a simple example. A market which consists of more elderly people will demand for what? Medicines, walking sticks, adult diapers. But on the other hand, a market which consists more of youth will use fashionable goods, gadgets, all these. So the kind of demand is dependent on the age, sex composition. Okay, did you understand? So what are the factors which affect market demand? All the factors which affect individuals' demand, that is price of the commodity, price of related goods, income of the consumer, taste and preference. Apart from that, 3 more: distribution of income, number of consumers in the market, and age, sex composition. Okay, right? So now we're going to do a market demand schedule. And how do we construct it? And from it we're going to construct a market demand curve. Okay, so let's just suppose that price of the commodity is given, and there are 3 consumers in the market as of now, A, B and C. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, what should happen to the market demand or individual's demand? Price is increasing, so what should happen? Demand should fall. Okay, so 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And now we're going to do market demand. Okay, how do we calculate market demand? So at price 10, the market demand will be 7 plus 10 plus 13, that is 30. Then at 20, what will be the market demand? 6 plus 9 plus 12, that is 27. 24, 21, 18 and 15. We add. To get market demand. Okay. Okay, now from this we're going to construct a market demand curve. Please make sure that you use scale and pencil. So we're going to plot in this manner. Okay, and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. When the price is 10, A's demand is 7. No, A's demand is 7. Yes, 7. When price is 20, A's demand is 6. Then 5, 4, 2. Okay, we're going to first make the demand. This is demand of A. Okay, then ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. This is demand of B. Okay, then thirteen, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Demand for commodity by C. Now we are going to plot market demand. 30, 27, 24, 21, 18, and 15. So this is the market demand. Okay. On y-axis we have price. Okay. Are you able to see? Okay. Now we are going to do exceptions to the law of demand. Okay. Now what are these exceptions to the law of demand? Exceptions would mean where a thing is not happening. So law of demand says that when price increases, demand falls, and when price falls, demand increases. So wherever this kind of a phenomena is not happening, I repeat, when this kind of a phenomena is not happening, that is called exception to the law of demand. Okay. first exception to the law of demand is giffen goods. Okay, now what are these giffen goods? Now, when in the First World War, I'll just tell you a very small prefix to this so that you know what actually, because otherwise you will not be able to understand. Now, Sir Giffen actually was very keen to know that some of the commodities do not behave normally. Okay, so he took two things, bread and meat. So this was in the event of First World War. Okay, now in the First World War, Russia was a very active participant in the war. Okay, and a lot of resource was being destroyed at this point of time. So because of which there was a kind of emergency, you can say that there was shortage of goods. So what happened was, he compared two goods, as I said, bread and meat. And if you see, bread in accordance to meat is an inferior good. Okay, bread is an inferior good as compared to meat. So what was happening was, both the goods, the prices were increasing. ब्रेड का भी प्राइस बढ़ रहा था और मीट का भी प्राइस बढ़ रहा था. बट एज द प्राइस ऑफ ब्रेड वॉज इंक्रीजिंग, द डिमांड फॉर ब्रेड वॉज इंक्रीजिंग. ओके, बट एज द प्राइस ऑफ मीट वॉज इंक्रीजिंग, द डिमांड वॉज फॉलिंग. ओके, दैट वॉज करेक्ट. बट ब्रेड being an inferior good, as the price was increasing, the demand was increasing. So what are giffen goods? Giffen goods are special kinds of inferior goods which have a positive price effect. Okay, right? So these are giffen goods. Okay. Second thing, goods expected to become scarce or costly in future. Okay, now let's just imagine that your mother buys onions every month. Okay, and the price of onion has increased. Okay, and your mother somehow gets to know that in future it's going to increase further, or maybe it's going to become scarce. Even when the prices have increased, your mother would like to stock it up. Because why? Can you tell me the behavior? Why does this consumer behave in this way? Because she thinks that maybe in the near future she will not be able to afford it when the prices are increasing and still increasing, or she will not be able to buy when if it is scarce in future. So this behavior is also very, very unlikely to the law of demand. So this is an exception to the law of demand. Okay. Third, goods of ostentation. Now these goods of ostentation are also the status symbol goods. So let's just imagine a very rare diamond necklace. Okay, now those kinds of goods are only used by the elite of the society. Okay, they are not used by normal people. So if the price of this good is kept low, those people will not buy it, simply thinking that it is now not in their status. It's not a status symbol. So, and if the price falls, you may be asking me, फिर अगर price fall हो रहा है तो बाकी के लोग खरीद लेंगे? नहीं, वो खरीद ही नहीं सकते क्योंकि उनकी अफोर्डेबिलिटी से ज़्यादा है वो. तो अगर इसका प्राइस कम पे रखा जाएगा तो ना तो वो बेचारे गरीब लोग खरीदेंगे और ना ही ये एलिट खरीदेंगे क्योंकि वो उनके स्टेटस से बाहर. सो इफ़ यू जस्ट इमेजिन कि बहुत ही रेयर जो अंबानी के लोग यूज़ करते हैं, वो चीज़ें जो हैं वो कोई और नहीं यूज़ करेगा. दे आर वेरी 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 डिफरेंट इन देयर कंजम्पशन. सो अगर वो उसका प्राइस कम पे रखेंगे तो ना तो वो खरीदेंगे, ना जो हम लोग हैं हम लोग खरीद ही नहीं सकते हैं. अंडरस्टूड? सो दीज आर goods of ostentation or status symbol goods. Okay. Status symbol goods are purchased not because of their intrinsic value. Intrinsic value means actual value, but because of their prestige value. So such status symbol goods are purchased by the elite family to distinguish themselves from the rest of the society. So if the prices of these goods fall, then these people will never buy these goods. Okay. Fourth, necessities. Okay, you will often find that in necessities also the law of demand does not happen. जैसे कि अगर नमक, ठीक है, नमक की एक फिक्स्ड क्वांटिटी आप यूज़ कर सकते हो, ठीक है, करते हो, तो अगर अभी मेरे ख्याल से 18 रुपये किलो होता है नमक, अगर वो तुम्हें 2 रुपये में मिलने लग जाए नमक, तो जहाँ तुम एक चुटकी डालते हो वहाँ पे तुम 2 किलो नहीं डालोगे, है ना. यू विल नॉट थिंक अरे बहुत ज़्यादा मिल रहा है तो चलो डाल देते हैं. ओके, सो ये एक फिक्स क्वांटिटी में ही का. और वैसे ही 18 रुपये की चीज़ अगर 20 रुपये की भी हो गई तो जहाँ एक चुटकी डाली वहाँ तुम्हें एक चुटकी डालनी ही है. ओके, सिमिलरली लाइफ सेविंग ड्रग्स, जैसे कि हाँ, लाइफ सेविंग ड्रग्स में भी अगर प्राइसेस ज़्यादा हो कम हो तुम्हें ख़रीदना, क्योंकि अगर तुम्हें सस्टेन करनी है अपनी लाइफ तो तुम्हें वो ख़रीदना ही पड़ेगा. सो द नेसेसिटीज़ ऑफ लाइफ यू विल फाइंड दैट द लॉ ऑफ डिमांड डज नॉट इम्पैक्ट. मतलब प्राइसेस का इम्पैक्ट नेसेसिटीज़ पे नहीं होता. ओके. फिफ्थ जो है, इन टाइम्स ऑफ इमरजेंसी, हर किसी का, जैसे कि अगर यहाँ पे फ्लड हो गई, अभी यहाँ पे देखो तुम, अभी तुम्हारा पैंडेमिक है, इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ इमरजेंसी, तो उस केस में तुम ऑफन फाइंड करोगे यहाँ पे प्राइसेस फॉल हो रहे होंगे शायद मार्केट में, पर तुम खरीद ही नहीं सकते, तो बाहर ही नहीं जा सकते, तो यू विल फाइंड दैट द मार्केट डिमांड इज़ फॉलिंग. प्राइस फॉल होने के बावजूद भी लोग खरीद ही नहीं पा रहे हैं, है ना. तो लॉ ऑफ डिमांड विल नॉट हैपन इन टाइम्स ऑफ इमरजेंसी. ओके. सिक्स्थ है फैशन. फैशन भी एक तरीके का पागलपन है. तो तुम्हें पता है एक सिंपल सी ड्रेस, उसका कपड़ा बिल्कुल ही सिमिलर होगा जो तुम्हें नॉर्मल मार्केट में मिल रहा है, बट स्टिल क्योंकि उसकी टैग वैल्यू है या वो फैशनेबल गुड है तो तुम उसे खरीदोगे. तो वो ही चीज़ अगर तुम्हें लाजपत नगर में 200 रुपये में मिल रही है और बाकी गुची में 2000 रुपये में मिल रहा है, तो तुम गुची का ही खरीदोगे, क्योंकि वो तुम्हें लगेगा कि यार फैशन है वो. ओके. या फिर कुछ भी फैशनेबल चीज़ हो, वो फैशनेबल चीज़ ही तुम खरीदोगे चाहे वो प्राइस ज़्यादा ही हो. ओके. सो वी आर गोइंग टू रिवाइज अ लिटिल बिट नाउ. एक्सेप्शंस टू द लॉ ऑफ डिमांड: given goods expected to become scarce or costly in future, goods of ostentation, necessities of life, emergency, and fashion. Okay, since we have finished this chapter, I'm not intending to introduce a new chapter today. We're going to do this much and you're going to write till here, okay, in this class. And प्लीज़ डू फिनिश द चैप्टर. आगे हम न्यूमेरिकल्स करेंगे, थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड है नेक्स्ट चैप्टर, और वो इलास्टिसिटी में थोड़ा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. ओके. सो गुड डे चिल्ड्रन.